Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Empowered to Grow. This is your host, Hanan Basha. Today, I have the lovely soul sister. I'm going to call you soul sister from now on. Wafa Alobaidat from Bahrain. We spoke and we connected a few weeks ago, and that was like a right on, okay, we're doing this. We've been friends forever. Wafa is the founder and CEO of PLAYBOOK, an up and rising and amazing edtech platform for women advancing their careers. She's also a podcast host, and she's also a serial entrepreneur, and she is one of the most ambitious ladies I've ever met. Hi, Wafa.
Hi, Dictora. It's so nice to see you. And yeah, it was chemistry when we first met for sure. And I was like, we had the best conversation. So I'm just excited I get to spend more time with you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So Wafa, when Empowered to Grow, when I told you I want you on my podcast, the podcast is Empowered to Grow. How does this phrase resonate with you? What does it mean to you to be empowered to grow?
I think empowered to grow, like the first thing that comes to my mind is this ability to have all the tools we need to grow. I feel like we're all on this journey to give ourselves everything we need to progress and to feel happy and to be great mothers. So empowered to grow is like, give me the toolbox. Like, what are the tools I need to grow? I feel like every day we're listening to content, podcasts, books, talking to people, talking to each other, meeting amazing people like yourself, and just trying to figure out how can I give myself every opportunity to succeed.
I love that. And from that perspective, you are empowered to grow and you're empowering others, hence, PLAYBOOK and all the other initiatives that you work on. Tell us a bit about your story, please.
Sure. So, I mean, for the longest time, I have started and scaled up public relations and communications company. That was like my baby. I started it 12 years ago. I started it in London, moved it to Bahrain after spending so much time working there, seeing definitely the demand for female creative directors. I think my first 10 clients were all women in the region. And I think there was a huge appetite for boutique agencies, people who are not so upscale and intimidating. And we worked a lot with younger and cooler brands, launching their, either online or offline magazines, branding. And I really loved it. And I was beginning to, for the first time in my life, hire people, recruit people, pay myself after many years of not paying myself. But it was amazing to be able to like make money and build a company. And I did that for 12 years. And I love to serve and to be of service to other people. So it just was a natural progression of what I did. I went to design school. So I did communications and I, worked with briefs and creatives, and being in London was awesome because you are in the design capital of the world.
That's true.
And then a few years ago, I joined an incredible program called Vital Voices. They asked us what our personal mission was as people. And I just never got asked that question. And I wish I got asked that question earlier on. Maybe I would have completely changed the trajectory of my career. But the question was, what is your personal mission? Like, as a human being, what's your compass? Why are you here, on this earth? Like, what are you here to do, or who are you here to serve? And I just definitely, like, it resonated with me that my calling was to support women achieve their highest potential. It just flowed out of me. And just, going deeper into that, my mother is just the coolest and most incredible supporter. She's championed me my whole life. And I find that everything she taught me to do, I'm trying to teach or support or inspire other people to do. So we created a series of offline events called the Woman Power Summit. We brought huge speakers, and it made sense to me, like, how can we reverse engineer, our role to success? And it was through finding women who are like, hey, I actually penetrated the glass ceiling, or I hacked this. Like I figured out how to get a seat on the table, or just to live my truth or be authentic, and get them to reverse engineer their playbook to success. So we did that for 3 years. We attracted 300 women leaders. We got 6,000 attendees to attend our experiences. And what I'm doing now is I've completely pivoted, and which is my second hat, and like it's my full-time hat now. I'm a tech entrepreneur, and Playbook is basically masterclass for women, and it comes powered with a community as well. So you can get access to jobs and find incredible women and mentors and coaches on there as well. So that's what I do now. And like, that's like the super short version of how we got there.
And it's a progression of what you have been doing the past 3 years. So you're not really starting from scratch. You're just building in a completely different channel, or not completely different, but, you know, continuation of a tech-enabled channel from that perspective to continue the mission.
Yeah, you're right. And I think we moved our offline experience into an online experience. Yeah. The two biggest takeaways was in our summits was the master classes, or the sessions, or the panel sessions, the breakout sessions. And it was people on the floor connecting and networking and talking about business and collaboration and finding job opportunities and getting advice. And we just want to take those two gems and that access and put that at the palm of every woman's hand. So you can access really vulnerable conversations and modules and lessons by amazing women who are very hard to get access to, who don't necessarily have the time to mentor and coach everyone. And they share information that's applicable to us, right? So I can take the information I'm being given to solve a real problem I'm having in my day-to-day life. And I just want it to be a toolbox. I want to give you every tool to succeed, whether it's learning, whether it's soft or technical skills. So like how to negotiate, how to sell, how to start a company, how to scale, how to find the franchise partner you need. Because women get stuck in the SME space. Well, we make 96% of the SME businesses in the world, but we get stuck trying to grow our companies. So I just want, this is from the founder's perspective, from corporates, I want to be able to give women the tools they need to get into those leadership roles that they want, that they deserve. But I think the only way to do that is to put the theory-based work aside and get women who've developed their own tactics to teach us how they've done it.
I absolutely love that. Okay, you mentioned something about going back and maybe changing the narrative. So from that perspective, if you were to go back and give advice to your 19-year-old self, what would you tell her?
You know, first of all, what a beautiful question. I feel like most people get emotional when they get asked this, because I think the 18-year-old Wafa, or the earlier, like in my early 20s, I was extremely hard on myself. I was very tough on myself. And in the process, I burnt myself out, which I also think is okay, because in the process of burning, I also knew how to rebuild, recover, and come back. So I'm not afraid to burn out. It's not like something that I'm afraid of or want to step away from. Sometimes when you build things, you put everything you have into it. And you do get tired or exhausted. I don't know how to build anything any other way. So I still get burnout, but I know how to recover. But, my 18-year-old self, I would love to tell her, enjoy, have more joyous moments. I was so incredibly ambitious and hardworking, but I also wish that I traveled more and played more. Then again, I just don't know any other way. I wouldn't want to change anything about my life, because I feel like I'm here for a reason and I had to go through these experiences. But I think, I've had 2 miscarriages. I wish I said to myself, be kind and gentle to your body, and listen to your self, and listen to your intuition, and don't just I always push through, I'm not feeling well, but I'll push through. So just this constant toughness on myself. I wish I was gentler to say, okay, you're going through a pregnancy, or you're really tired, push through, but don't push through to the point where it's unhealthy. So I just didn't know the difference. So I think I would have loved to say, just take it easy sometimes, on yourself. And you will get there. You will get to everywhere you want to go, but be kinder. So maybe that's
a very valid lesson. I think we all need to learn that. whether it's 19 or at 90. It's just that,
for
that is
sure.
the fact. Okay, well, speaking of 90, that's the other end of the spectrum. What would you like your 90-year-old self to thank you for today?
So I always have these visions in my mind. Like I used to tell my co-founder, so recently when we started shooting master classes, I had a ridiculously weird moment because as a young girl, I always imagined myself behind the camera, behind like a film crew. And I never knew what that was. I used to always be like, why do I always have these visions? Like, it's also like, it's very specific, like me in a hoodie, just being behind the camera, not really directing, just being behind the camera.
Yeah.
And I always was like, do I want to be a filmmaker? Like, is that what I want to do? And it's like, I love film, but like how everybody loves movies. I'm not like a, you know, a serious like nerd on filming. So I just, it was like a vision, but like it's like a little, like an image. So on the first day of shooting our first masterclass, I was there with like a 16-member crew filming our first class. And I was like, oh my God, like this is it.
Manifested.
Like, so I have another one for my 90-year-old self, which is, and it's, you know, it's maybe cheesy.
No,
and I've never
nothing is
shared
cheesy.
with anybody.
Nothing is cheesy.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm in Capri in Italy and looking outside at the water with like there's like a window and I'm on a desk and I'm writing and I don't know what I'm writing. I don't know if it's a book or a script or if it's an outline, but I'm there like writing and there is this image, like I'm looking at myself from the back. So I see my back just, you know, in this little room that's like really, you know, curated and special, but with this, you know, the window into this beautiful, you know, view. So and that's, so I guess in my 90-year-old self, my image is I'm still creating, but I'm creating with words, and I'm just in like working on my own pace. So that's a very clear vision.
So your 90-year-old self is thanking you for today, continuing to be a creator and continuing that role throughout. Wow. I absolutely
I'll go where my vision is and I'll honor what's also written for me.
I love that. Okay, so to sum it up from your life experience at this point in time, you're in front of a crowd of tens of thousands of women. You're on the stage and you're speaking to them. And the topic is about being empowered to grow. What would that last message you leave them with be?
My God, I'm gonna sound like Kim Kardashian recently, but not in a mean way, but like I wish for everybody to find happiness in the work that they do and to find purpose in the work that they do, and for women to work and produce and contribute and create in whatever capacity that looks like. So I think I want women to be happy and to kill it doing what they love. And I want to facilitate as much of that as possible to help everyone get there. Because I think when you get there, it's pretty cool to like get financially rewarded, be authentic, but also scale and do things that have a big impact. So
I love that. And I believe that is the fundamental reason why we connected so much the first time we spoke is our core mission is to be the facilitators, the communicators, the collaborators, and to bring all of this ecosystem together and all the players and all the people for the sense of purpose and for the sense of fulfillment. I call it, I think it's also the part where we graduated or we're transitioning from the external gratification to the internal fulfillment. And that in itself I think is a blessing. So where can our viewers and listeners find you in virtual space?
So I'm not on the metaverse yet, but you can find me on Instagram. I'm really active there. That's probably the most active space where I share just like my day-to-day work, just snippets about my job. I write a weekly newsletter, which you can also subscribe on my link tree on my bio on Instagram. And you can find what I do on PLAYBOOK, which has its own LinkedIn, and Instagram, spending a bit more time on LinkedIn. So that's also where I'm active. So this is where you can find me and connect with Playbook as well.
Great. And we'll be putting in the show notes all your links. Wafa, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your energy and your vision and just for being you and for the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. Well, you've got it. It's I think it's coming from that place where you not want to look, but where you open up to your purpose and you open up to creator, and opening up to creating as well. That in itself is a beautiful space to come from. And as Wafa said, there are a lot of platforms now and a lot of people actively working to facilitating that journey for you. So check them out, definitely. Check out the amazing women who have created and have shared their playbooks of where they are in their life right now. So be creative, be you, and more importantly, always come from a place of abundance, love, and prosperity. I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananulbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.